Today what we're going to do is we're going to think about what makes us feel happy, and then we're going to build art that is our happy place, okay? So you're going to make a little house or a little fort or some sort of little dwelling kind of creation that is your happy place. So you're going to go around your house, you're going to look for stuff. Make sure you get parental permission. You can get stuff from outside, you can get used objects inside, you can get boxes, things like, all kinds of stuff. You can use stuff that you may not want to keep in that piece of art and then take away later on and take it back to its normal purpose. But just for right now, build a piece of art that's going to be your happy place. Take a picture of it, upload it, make sure you attach it to the assignment, and then you're good. Alright, so here's my stuff that I found, and we'll see what I can build with this. So I've got yarn, I've got this box that my little camera came in, some pieces of styrofoam, a lid to a coffee can, some clothespins, a stick, a big chunk of wood. I went outside and found like all scraps and stuff, pieces of wood or sticks, some rocks, more wood. This one has a groove in it, more rocks, and some beads that I had made a while ago, some big beads that I never did anything with, and a flower pot. So that's my building materials. I don't know what that's going to make. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm going to try and build something really cool. So I'm going to have to really think about how I put this stuff together, because I don't want to do it in just the most obvious way. So when you're building, you want to take some time and see, like, could this be used in a different way? Or maybe like somewhere else? And would it look better? Would it make it cooler? Because I don't want to just do the first thing that comes to my mind as an artist. Alright guys, here I'm going to switch my camera over so that you can see my work area, and we'll get to building. Okay, so I've got all this stuff and I don't know what to do with it yet, so now I've got to think about, like, how can I build this into something that's going to be pretty cool. So I am going to start, you kind of want to think maybe, like, for your base, what's bigger, what will make a good base, a good foundation for this. So I have the flower pot's pretty big. This box, I guess, is fairly substantial compared to some of the other bits. I've got these, they can make good walls or a floor. I think I want something bigger to start with, so actually I have my sketchbook over on the side here. I'm going to grab my sketchbook, and like I said, it doesn't have to stay in there, so I'm going to use my sketchbook as my base. I'm going to kind of shove everything over here and get my base in here. So once you have something to start with, then it's easier to kind of go from there. So now I'm going to think about, how do I want to put stuff from here on. And so, like, my next biggest thing is this flower pot. I could put it this way, I could put it that way. I'll take the sticker off of it. Hope it'll come off most of the way. Alright, so, well, I'll leave part of that on there. Okay, so, which, do I want it this way? Do I want it this way? But our up and down, it's kind of shedding dust. Our up and down the only way that this could go? No, it could be sideways, and that's more unique. But then I have the issue of it's gonna want to roll. So if I put it sideways, if that becomes part of my creation, to have something sideways, then it needs support to keep it from rolling. So I have rocks and stuff that could be placed there. That's gonna stabilize it. If I put one on this side, now it's not gonna go anywhere. But then, you know, the question is, do I like this as part of my design? Because this is my happy place, so I get to decide how I want it. And I actually, even though this is a more original way to place this, I actually do like it kind of more up and down as a thing, because I just think that that looks more like something that you'd actually see in a structure. So I'm gonna go with whiter on the bottom. I'm gonna bring it this way, and then maybe I can build upward from there. So things that could take that upward. Oops, you guys probably can't see if I go too tall, so hold on, let me scoot this forward a bit. So I could put styrofoam on top. I could go up and down with the styrofoam. I could do the coffee lid this way or this way. I kind of like it that way. Alright, so what if I'm building this up as a tower, some sort of tower on the side? And, well, the other thing though is, because I just picked up this stick and that made me think, well, if I don't put that on there, then I can do something like this stick. And I know I want to make it so it can lean sideways there because it's got this little piece. Or, you know, I could bring it back up like this and it kind of wedges in there and it'll stand up straight. You know, you guys can't see the whole thing there, but that's about as much as you're gonna get to see. Alright, so next, let's see. Maybe I'll go with that. And then what if this was underneath? Something like that to give it another level, and that actually just sits right on there, so it makes it taller. So I could do that. And then let's see. I feel like this doesn't quite look like a building yet, so I'm gonna add some walls, maybe going here and here. And this one's taller than that one. The box, you know, can be a wall, or it could, you know, lie down as a component. Or, you know, when we're talking about thinking in different ways, this opens up. What if this opens up and becomes an interesting shape this way? So like this maybe could fold back here to create an angle. You guys see that? So how would I get it to stay? Well, I have an idea. I have some clothespins. So if I want it to stay like that, I can put a clothespin or a couple of clothespins. I'm going to do 2 because that's going to keep it stable on both ends. And it gives me something here. So this could go down. And actually, you know what? This fits right on top of, I don't know if you guys can see, but this slots right onto that styrofoam there now. And it kind of stands up, except I need more support on this end if I want it to stand up. So trying to show you guys on the camera is a little bit hard. So those clothespins become little legs, but I want legs here on the front part too now. So I'm gonna put some more clothespins. And now this becomes like a little, it almost looks like a couch. It could stand up on its own, but it'll fit right here onto this part. And if I get it all the way back onto the book, onto the sketchbook, then that fits there. So I've got this. I've got my wall here into place. Maybe I want to go more this way to make it fit better. Yeah, that works better for me. Alright, so I've got that. I've got that. Let's see what else I can add here. I feel like maybe completing the roof across here would be good. So, and that kind of adds to the stability here because this holds this piece into place. So I've got that. And let's see, how do I want to use some of these rocks? Maybe they could be like outside landscapes. So maybe there's some rocks. I think you might see some big rocks in your yard or something. Kind of pile them in an interesting way. I've got beads. I don't know what to do with these. Let's see. What if around here? Just to make that look interesting. It would be better if I had one more because they want to roll kind of their own way, but I'll just let them go where they want to go. And then I've got this piece of wood, and let's see, I feel like I have this here, and I want to kind of bring the wood across, so maybe I'll put this here to just kind of get that same look. And I still have a very big piece of wood here, so I'm not sure what to do with that, and you might end up with something that you're like, I don't think I want to put this in my design, or maybe you do. I'm gonna see if I can get another vertical something going on here by putting it into these rocks, because I think the rocks are heavy enough that they could hold it into place, and it could be like a flagpole or something like that. Maybe we'll see. I think that's gonna hold it. All right, so up it goes, and from your view it kind of blocks what I've got here. I also did not use my string. I'm gonna get some right now, and let's see what I can do on here. So maybe, oops, my big pole fell over, didn't it? So maybe I could tie these two together. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna turn it so maybe you can see it better. Okay, if I turn it this way, and I have that, I think it might look kind of cool if I'm gonna tie a loop, like a little slip knot here, just from the end. I'm gonna hook it onto this little part at the top. Hold on, let me bring my camera up so you guys can see that. Okay, I'm hooking it onto the part at the top. And pull that tight. And now I think I'm gonna wrap around a bit. Let's see if I can make this look cool. So I'm gonna wrap around here. Whoops, that pull really doesn't want to stay. So maybe doing this will help with the stability, because I don't want everything to fall over all the time. And that's falling over, so I'm gonna have to fix that in a minute. But right now, here, I'm just gonna move this to the side. I know where I want those pieces, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this part. And just around, and then I'm gonna tie it back to itself here. Just a simple little knot. All right, so that looks cool. And now I can put all these other pieces back where they were. So this part goes here. This part goes here. Oops, more like that. Like that. And that. So it can be fiddly when you're building things like this, and you might have to, you know, play with it and try a few times, and things might come undone, and then you redo them. Alright, so here, you guys can see, now I feel like at this point, I mean, it's kind of crazy looking, I know, but if you could see, I'm going to pretend like, well, let me just move my camera so you can see what I'm talking about. But okay, so I feel like little people could go in under here. It's like a little porch, and you can enter there, And then you come into this building here and it has like a skylight. And I'm gonna pretend like there's a doorway on the side here that goes into the flower pot. And then you're in this kind of like, it's almost like a tent in there. And so it's really cool and a fun place to hang out, and it's all cool and dark in there because it's made out of terracotta. So it's almost like adobe or something. So that's my happy place. Now, if I really wanted to, I mean, you could just go hog wild with this. You could take markers or pencils or something and decorate things, draw windows on here, or glue on windows or doors. You could do all kinds of fun stuff. So there's no right, no wrong. You just build and have fun and explore the different things that you find and the different ways that they can go together. And you might decide, you know what, I don't like this part of it. I want to undo this part. You might decide, you know, with any part of yours, you might decide, okay, I'm gonna undo that. That wasn't very cool. Maybe I'm gonna try something else. Maybe it's gonna get stacked this time. Or maybe that goes under this piece. You know, so the fun thing about building and exploring is that we can move things around and keep changing them. And then you might come up with something that you like better. So I don't know if that's stable enough to go right there. I would like that to be right there, but my piece isn't strong enough, so I can't really make that design decision. But maybe I could put it here and have this kind of T shape. That reminds me of like Japanese design. You see shapes like that on top of like pagodas and stuff. So, alright. So have fun with it and play with it and change it around until you get something that you absolutely love. Here's a picture of one that my daughter made in our garden.